What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have Kaspa up on the screen, and this is definitely a favorite in my group. So I told him we'd knock it out today. Figured I'd make it available to all of you. So looking at this thing on the higher time frame count, guys, this is the weekly chart. You can see right now what we have going on was you had the first 5 waves for one, an ABC, second 5 waves for two, a complex structure we'll talk about here in a minute. And now we're waiting on a 5th wave. I mean, and I'm going to show you exactly why I wouldn't be stressing this right now, because where this 4th wave came down to, clean. 4th wave comes back on top of wave one. That's exactly what we did here, right? And that's where we ended up finding the bottom right there. So pretty textbook, looking for a 5th wave here. Okay. Now, how we get there will be a little different, but because right now with it setting new lows, there's a good chance, we see it in a more of a macro ABC type move to get up there, where you'd really only identify 5 waves in a daily chart. I expect this to be more impulsive. Like this thing should be going up more at a trajectory like that, kind of like how it did back here. Like you look at this stuff here, I'm looking for a wave like that, boom, new highs, we done. So let's dig in a little bit more here into the recent stuff and talk about some targets. If you look right now, this correction going back from that high certainly looks like a double zigzag. All right. You have first look at the orange, the WXY correction. Same thing we have going on here. WXY, you have an ABC, an ABC, and an ABC, right? ABC. It's kind of harder to see it in that one. There's an ABC and then ABC. In these final waves here, in this C wave for each of these, you have a 5-wave crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bringing us down to the lows. Okay. Same thing going on over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking us down to the lows. All right. So there's a lot of stuff up here. I wanted to show you that. I'm going to get rid of it now, though. So it's a WXY corrective move 4-hour wave 4. Oftentimes, double zigzags show up as a correction in a wave 4. That's exactly what's happening right now before our last impulsive move, guys. I'm getting very excited with what I'm seeing on the market, aside just from the green today. So, okay. One other thing I wanted to show you about these corrective structures. Let me get rid of that. One more thing I wanted to show you about these corrective structures is check this out. I showed you how similar they looked, right? We said they were both double zigzags. Well, look at how this thing moved. Distance-wise, almost exactly the same, right? This is that first drop. So you take a little bit, because it's not perfect, right? But you can see, that's the same exact corrective move twice in a row. So that should be a completed double zigzag. And at the minimum, you should be getting back up here. But a lot of that's going to depend on the macro market. But I thought that was cool, pretty interesting. Elliott Waves, and I mean, this stuff's nuts. This stuff is nuts. So let's talk about my favorite tool here, Fibs. We're looking that whole high back there. That would be a completion of the 3rd to 4th range high. First thing I want to do is see, did we already get a 4-2-3-6 on waves 1 and 2? Sure did. Just barely exceeded a little bit. So we're done with that. So that right now is where we want to head. So my best case scenario here for Kaspa is going to be up there at 77 cents, right? That is our best case. Okay. The other thing I want to do too is we want to go back to that high in December where a lot of the market topped out, and I want to draw that down and look for some confluence. So when I do that, I see that a full extension of this last year and that last drop after the Trump pump takes me right up here to 66 cents. Confluence, boom. We love confluence, right? The other thing too, you can notice that the 1618 here, pretty close to the 1618 of the broader range. So for me, that would be my conservative move right around here. Okay. I'm not going to get into the ABC, the 5-wave count moves. We're not going to do all that because we're not exactly sure how this thing will move. If we'll be able to identify 5 waves fast enough on a weekly time frame, because typically alt seasons only last 6 to 8 weeks. That's not that many candles, right? You could push it. You could say 12 weeks. That's still not that many candles where we might see some defined wave movements. But that's why I'm more interested in one. Does this corrective structure look complete? It does. Do we have anything to verify it? Yep. Comes back down to the macro wave one. So that's what we're going to be looking for here. Obviously, so that's what I'm going to have as my conservative. We'll say primary 66, secondary 77, okay? And then one other thing you need to be paying attention to, guys, because we can't control which of these coins go. All we can do is try to find the highest probabilities to see what levels things can hit, especially in the proper environment, right? So looking at this right now, there's still a ton of stuff up here that we're going to have to clear through, right? You have confluence right there between the 702 and 786 of the near range and the 618 and 702 of the wider range. So this is going to be an area up there around 14 cents we really want to try to crack through. If we're talking about how much is left from a percentage standpoint, yeah, like this thing in an alt season should be going more than 185%. We go up here more to the conservative target, we'll say 32 cents. That's a 6x. We go up to my primary target up here. We're talking a 13x. We go full blow off closer to a 15x. And like, man, even that 77 cent, even a 14x, right in line with a lot of the stuff in the market, especially with how things have gotten hit since October, right? This thing was holding up relatively well and then just kind of lost it there to end. But a lot of things are down more than 53% there. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Conservatively, 32 cents. Primary, 66 cents. And we'll say secondary, which does not feel unreasonable to me at all, up there at 77 cents. So that's what I got for you guys. Join the Quantum Circle, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord, and I teach you how to do TA just like me. Link to that in the bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you could follow, like, repost, just want to help as many people as I can before it's too late. So hope everyone's having an excellent day. Catch you in the next one.